wide variety of pop songs are written in the major scale, meaning that all or most of its notes are written using that scale. And we're going to learn more about that in Lesson 4 when we learn songs and apply the major scale to melodies. Now that you're familiar with the major scale, we're going to apply it to a couple of familiar melodies. First one we're going to take a look at is Happy Birthday. We're going to play this in the key of A, which means we're going to be using most or all of the notes of the A major scale, which we're going to be playing on the 5th fret, low E string. That'd be 4th position. Your index finger's on the 4th fret. So it starts out on the 5th fret. We're going to take this just a little section at a time. So it starts out. So let's take a look at that. So two hits on the 5th fret. Make sure you're alternating your picking and your palms planted lightly on the bridge. So then 7th fret with your pinky back to the 5th fret. Then we're going to come down on the A string, 5th fret, 2nd finger, 4th fret, 1st finger. So that first section goes. Okay, so get that down and we'll move on to the next section. Okay, the next section's pretty similar to the first one. We're going to repeat that first phrase. Then we're going to jump down here, 7th fret with your pinky on the A string to the 5th fret, A string with your 2nd finger. Now make sure you don't forget to use your pinky. It's important. You'll need that later. If you neglect it, then that finger never really gets strong and you really will be missing out on being able to play some things. So, okay, now let's move on. So 5th fret again on the low E string. We're going to skip all the way down here to the D string, 7th fret with your pinky. 4th fret, 1st finger. 5th fret, A string. So that section goes. If you can't see my fingers real clear, make sure you refer to the tab. Okay, so far we got So the last section now, we're going to alter one of the notes in the major scale. They're going to take the 7th note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to move it back a half step. That's called flatting the note. So to flat a note, you take it a half step back. To sharp a note, you'll hear that term later, you take it a half step forward. So we're going to take the 7th interval of the major scale, and we're going to flat that note. So we'd call that a flat 7. So 7, flat. So last part of Happy Birthday starts with the 5th fret, D string, your 2nd finger. To the 4th fret, 5th fret, A string. 7th fret, A string, back to the 5th fret, A string. So you notice how we don't move positions. We're always in the 4th position. That's good because it allows you to play smoother. The least amount of movement is what you want. So at all costs, if you can play in the same position, that's a good thing. So the whole thing together is That's Happy Birthday. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at another familiar melody with the major scale, and that's When the Saints Go Marching In. We're going to play that in the key of A as well, so we'll be using notes from the A major scale. Okay, so we're going to start on the 5th fret with your 2nd finger again, low E string. We're going to basically climb up the major scale, skipping the 2nd interval. So we go 1st note of the major scale to the 3rd note of the major scale, 4th note, 5th note. Make sure you're taking a look at your tablatures. Make sure you're alternating your picking and you're keeping your palm lightly planted on the bridge. So we're going to repeat that riff 3 times. Okay, on the 3rd one, changes a little bit. So the 3rd time around that riff, then we're going to go to the 4th fret, 5th fret low E string, back to the 4th fret, A string, then 7th fret low E string. That kind of ends that little phrase. Again, the bars on the tablature are not bars of 4 equally. I've divided it up into sections to make it easier to learn. So we're in section 3 right now. Okay, so up to there we have this. Okay, once you got that down, we can move on. So the next part starts on the 4th fret, A string, 2 times, 7th fret, E string, 5th fret, E string. Okay, got that down, then we can move on. The 5th section there starts on the 5th fret, low E string, to the 4th fret, A string, 7th fret, A string, 3 times, to the 5th fret, A string. So far we got. Okay, last section. Okay, so that starts on the 5th fret, A string, 5th fret to 4th fret to 5th fret, 7th fret, 4th fret, 5th fret low E string, 7th fret low E string, back to the 5th fret, and it ends on the A. So that's how it ends. So the whole thing should sound like this. So take your time, play it slow before you move on. Once you get it down the key of A, experiment with playing it in different keys. Just always start with your 2nd finger. Pretty much start on any note on the low E string. So that's it for this lesson. and we'll be learning some more songs using the major scale in Lesson 5.